My name is Pamela James. They call me PJ, and my brand is Paloma St. James. So I've had a few iterations of my brand. I started about 15 years ago, and always wanted something that was clean, capsule, and something that women could continually wear over and over again. Now this iteration of my brand, which is completely modular and luxury, it is 4 years old, and I'm super excited because I'm actually debuting here. First time in Paris. It's interesting because there's a time in my life when things felt really chaotic and disordered and unpurposed, and from that space, it led me to ask myself a lot of questions, like not just what is life, but what can I imagine life to be? And when I ask myself that question and I open myself up, then I feel like that we're all destined to be in this journey, and it's really for purpose, and it's not really about the end goal. And that was the first thing that I learned. So I think I knew that I was chosen to journey the life of being a designer, just so that I could, along the journey, not necessarily in the journey, but the people that I'm supposed to meet, that I'm supposed to be a part of, that's supposed to fill me up and I fill them up, those are the people that are on the design journey for me. So I think it's more of a purpose and journey than it is an actual, why do you want to be a designer destination? So this collection started about 4 years ago, and it was one of those times in life where I thought, I wanted to dream and I wanted to imagine. As a woman, I feel like we're giving bits and pieces in life. Nobody gives us units of clothing like men. Men have, the pants, the suit. They know what they're going to wear. Life is easy for them. But, I do know we want to be a bit stylish. So I decided to go modular. But I wondered, could I do it in a way that was clean and nice? And I thought, yes, I can. But in terms of inspiration for this design, it was Dante's Paradiso. I know everybody loves Dante's Divine Comedy, and particularly heaven, particularly hell actually, and purgatory. But I love Paradiso because I feel like it gives you levels of the good of who we all are. So Dante was really the inspiration. Some years ago, when I first decided that modular fashion was the way that I should go, and it was the way that I could contribute to being sustainable and still fashionable, because we like to buy things, but if we actually change how we buy things, then I thought, we could really change the world, because sustainability can be one of those words that people chase, but it's like, what can I do now? Like, what's in my hands that I can provide today? And I love the technology, I love AI, and there's going to be a point when, we won't need modularity, and I look forward to that. But for now, I feel like modularity is the answer. But as I moved into trying to ask and answer that question, the question that kept coming was, what is modularity? What is modularity? So out of that, I did a lot of research, and I ended up writing a book. And the book is called The Guide to Luxury Modular Fashion. The cool thing about modular fashion is not just about things moving in and out. It's about when you buy a piece, do you have 3, 4, or 5 places to wear it? And at that point, it becomes modular. And then you move into conversations, because, I think about being inclusive. You move into these conversations, well, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. But just buy your best piece, the best thing that you can buy. And I think having that mindset changes how we buy clothing, so that we don't have 100 billion, poor items in the earth, that we actually have a couple of really great pieces. And I love the word journey, because it's not about the destination. We want to run and move toward destinations very quickly, but the truth is that whatever flames up and moves toward the sky very quickly typically gets burned up. So what I would say is that enjoy your journey, enjoy your successes, learn from your failures, and you actually need a couple of failures. You need that hard part of you to be able to move on in life. So don't take those fell forward. If something happens and it doesn't work out for you, and this is the journey that you really want to be on, do whatever you've got to do to stay on that journey. If it's work full time and only do this on the weekends, but always remember that journey, because that journey is really your life force. It's like being near a river. you know, and if you're on your journey of purpose, then there's always going to be that river, and you move to that river, and you always have water and substance there in that journey.